So I finally saw the Crow trailer, and I'm not too impressed by it, but I'm not extremely disappointed by it. It's one of those movies where they should have just left alone. You know, after the second movie, they really shouldn't have made another movie, and then they just kept making them, and they had a TV show. The Crow is one of those movies that is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm going to be extremely defensive on that one because it's one of the best superhero movies ever created and one of the best movies to come out in 1994, and it was Brandon Lee's last movie, which he tragically died before the movie production even ended. So yeah, so Sasgard, which is a very good actor, is going to be Eric Draven. At least I think he's supposed to be Eric Draven in this, because there's other people who were the Crow in the comics and movies and all that. But when I first saw the photos of the Crow, I was like, oh, he kind of looks like Florida rapper Trailer Trash. And I was like, well, I have no faith in the movie at all. And then I finally saw the trailer, and I'm like, I mean, it could have been worse, but there's just some dialogue in there in the trailer that's like, I don't know, corny to me. And then there was a part where Eric Draven pulls up a gun on this guy, and the guy says, I killed you. And he's like, I know. And it just felt so robotic and just not, I wouldn't say unrealistic, but like it didn't feel natural. Like in the original, the guy was generally freaked out that he came back. And the costume, I feel like if he had the longer hair and he didn't have the tattoos and he didn't look more like Jared Leto's Joker, I wouldn't be so annoyed. But it's one of those movies that really shouldn't be remade. I mean, we're running out of ideas, and I just feel like it just feels like a half-assed attempt. I feel like it's going to be just okay, or it's going to be really bad. It's going to be like 2014's RoboCop, where it was just okay. Nothing special, you know. And I also don't like the generic crappy rap music that they were using for the trailer. You know, it's like we've seen this all before. I mean, I don't think it's going to be worse than Wicked Prayer. That was the last movie they did in 2005, which was god awful. And looking at the design now, it's not as bad as I thought it was, looking back on all the designs. Also, The Crow will be released in June, and it's directed by the guy who directed the Snow White and it was like the one from 2012 with the Twilight girl, and I'm trying to remember what else he directed, but I'm trying to remember. Ghost in the Shell. So yeah, don't expect the movie to be groundbreaking on any chance. And I had just looked up like two of the people who had anything to do with it died a couple years before this movie is even going to be released. So, and also there was a lot of casting choices that they had. So The Crow was in development hell for years, like at least 10 years. So I don't know. It's going to be a disaster. I don't know if I'm going to see it or not in theaters, because it might piss me off. I might be just like, but The Crow is one of those movies, like I said, that shouldn't be remade.